The Debonair Club. It's fun and easy to build your wardrobe with our custom clothing service. There's no event that you can't own with a custom suit. Our top priority is to see your confident smile. The Debonair Club. Take the time to dress better.
Welcome to Different Thought, where bald men can wear do-rags too. Facts. Facts. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Different Thought Podcast with me, the host, Mike Hayes, with my co-host,
Leo.
All right.
Look, if we're in a barbershop and I need people to look up Leo relative to barbershops, and it will make perfect sense.
Whatever, man. Leo,
whatever,
also known as Justin McBath, as y'all know, he always changed his name. Today we are on location at Faded Barber Shop.
Faded Barber Company.
Faded Barber Company with our special guest, Mr. Marc Anthony.
Yeah.
And my friend we're going on 23 years now. Yeah, so 23 years.
Cool.
Chris, also known as CT. Welcome, guys, to the show.
Thank you.
So before we get started, Chris or Mark, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Like, how'd you get into being a barber? Give a little background on yourself, man.
Well, originally, I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, about like 30 minutes outside of Miami. I know, I'm a Florida boy. I started cutting hair when I was in college. I went to Southern Adventist University and did my undergrad there. And it was about like 2013, 2014. And the barbers there, they were dope, but I just wanted to provide a different experience for my friends. So I literally went to Walmart, picked up some clippers, went to my dorm room, started cutting hair. And it was just a crazy experience from there. Like I said, I just wanted to provide something for my friends. I felt like everybody was kind of doing the same thing, and I wanted to try to push myself to be a little bit different outside the box. So I picked up some clippers, went on Microsoft Word, got some pixel art. I said, I'm a barber, and I just started chopping, like no lessons, no YouTube, and it was a mess. It was a mess. But that's kind of how I got started. And then that kind of transitioned a few years later into actually professionalizing this craft, going to school, getting licensed, and then now working professionally.
Okay. Now, Mark, you have an interesting story because me and you have rapped about this, where you started on the patio at your house, and then to the garage when it rained, and then in a year's time you in Faded Barber Company. So get a little bit more on that.
Yeah, man. So when the pandemic hit, I was kind of just still trying to get myself situated with work and stuff, and then I was still in school full time. I was going to alternative vision. And then, man, I was at the crib, bro. I was at the crib chopping. It was like, I had a tailgate tent that I put up every day about like 8 o'clock, put like fans on the ground, trying to dry off the water. I had like a barber chair, and it was just hot as hell. It was like 90 degrees outside, sweating. My clients are sweating. I had my shirt off, and I put one of those capes on, trying to look like I was like a chef outside. Crazy. But it was cool, man, because I felt like that was the hardest time for me cutting hair. And at that point, that's the time I wanted to quit. I was like, man, this joint ain't for me. Like, it's hot as hell. I'm outside. But that's when I learned the most. And that's when I really dedicated myself to the craft the most. And then I came back from that juice. Like, I was like, listen, I'm going to go work wherever I can, pass my state boards, got my license. I was like, it's on and popping from there. And a year from there, worked in my first initial shop. And then from my first shop, then moved downtown to come to Faded. And it's like God just moved it so quick for me that I didn't even really expect all of it to happen, for real.
That's what's up. And Mark, you also have a podcast, Seated for Success, correct?
Yes, go check out Seated for Success. It's on Spotify, all platforms. You will see me there. Just as a podcast, just talking about different tips on entrepreneurship and how you can go ahead and grow yourself professionally, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and just a little bit of free game for you guys, man. Go check it out.
That's what's up. Now, moving on to the owner, Mr. CT.
Yeah.
So I've known CT, like I said, for almost 23 years. Matter of fact, not too long ago, a couple of days ago actually, we were having a conversation, and I told CT this, and I think that was the first time I told him this, is like when we first met, I was too immature to handle CT. And so his big personality, I admitted, his big personality I was intimidated by, so I kind of shied away from CT. But over the years, I got to watch him grow from a distance. And so here recently, my growth has hit a point where I put myself back around him. One thing I always tell him, or I've told him recently, is one thing I admire about him. A lot of people say, there's a certain person that never met a stranger. Well, I would say CT's never met someone that he can't call friend, and which is an awesome trait to have, because
people gonna make a real crowd. I swear to God, bro.
So what I'm saying, because even through my time of being immature and not being one, kind of holding myself back, he still treated me like family every time I saw him. So I let Chris, give a little bit about the shop, a little bit about yourself.
Y'all know what time it is, man. It's
Oh, Lord.
I'm so joking. Yeah, Richway CT in the building, man. Y'all know what it is. So that is really my name, though. Like, people don't understand where my handle comes from. My name is Richard Christopher Torregano. So Richway CT was derived from Richard's Way for Christopher Torregano. I do everything that I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it, where I want to do it, and what I want to do it with. So I've been living that way for quite some time. Entrepreneurship is everything for me. But yeah, born and bred, Chattanooga, Tennessee. I got that thing stamped on the left leg. You know what I'm talking about? Prince of the City. Out now on all platforms, by the way. But
Yeah, I was just about to.
All right.
I'm doing that.
Yeah, make sure you go check that out, Prince of the City.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's a pretty dope EP. So
Thank you.
yeah,
Appreciate
I've
that,
listened to it. I've shouted it out a couple of times. I don't shout out things that I don't believe in or stand by.
Hey,
But with that being said,
well.
we're gonna take a time out to shout out our sponsors, ESL Clothing Company, Kevin Long. Yeah, Kevin Long.
Mhm.
Yeah, so real is rare is his slogan. So, and then I also want to shout out Dabonier Club with John Waller. If you need a suit, I know it's getting to the fall, but you still gotta look. So if you need a suit, tailored suit, hit them up at dabonierclub.com.
Yeah, I hope they got suits for skinny niggas.
Yeah, they do. They do, bro. They do. All right, so let's get back to the show. So our first segment we call "Take a Shot for You." Straight like that. And straight like that for our guests is basically a hot take. Say what's on your mind. If it's something, Lakers in 6 or whatever it is you want to say, you say it. We'll let Leo or Justin start us off. I feel like that's a 5 Heartbeat name or something. Nights like this, I wish that rain was you. Go ahead, bro.
Look, my take a shot is get your boy LeBron, man. Tell him, man, quit complaining. Straight like that. I'm sorry. Get your boy LeBron. Get your boy LeBron, man. That man keep complaining, talking about people coming after him about his old team and stuff. Ain't nobody doing nothing but stating the facts. He has the oldest team in the NBA. Just get over it, dude. Go do your thing. I think they're still gonna be successful, but still, man, it's like, bruh, like, chill out. Like LeBron, that was like a real KD moment that he had right there. I didn't understand why he decided
Haters gonna hate.
to lash out. I'm a LeBron fan, but just sometimes he does something like, dude.
Mark, man, you got it straight like that, man.
That was it right there. Nah, let me stop.
Fix your mic, Rich Way.
That was it. Nah, my straight like that is honestly gonna be. I don't know if you guys saw recently in the news. There was an earthquake that hit Haiti over the weekend, and it was like one of the second largest earthquakes that hit since 2010. So I'm Haitian and Jamaican, so that is pretty big ties for me. So I mean, to hear, yes, I am, but just to, yeah, not to that part, but yes, but yeah. Anyways, just make sure that y'all pray for Haiti, man. Haiti got a lot going on right now, and it's like one of the poorest countries in the world, So just make sure that they get some prayer, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep a shout out like that.
Haiti, man.
Yeah.
CT, push you straight like that.
I like titties and tacos. You told us so.
Oh my gosh. All right.
That's what's on my mind. Titties, tacos,
All right.
I knew it.
This is gonna be for the adults.
I knew it.
Hey man, that's speak your truth. Speak your truth, sir. So my straight like that is this, man. It's a little deep. So I come to a realization, do a lot of deep thinking, and my deep thought is sometimes in order to accomplish peace, you have to choose. It requires choosing violence, and that's real. And so that's my straight like that. And we're gonna keep it moving to the next segment take a shot for you. So take a shot for you is basically take a shot. It's a cheers, it's a toast. If you want to toast to somebody, or if you want to say, look, man, you have bothered me so much that I have to resort to drinking. It's either or. So again, we'll go off with the fifth or the sixth heartbeat. He's wishing that it would fall, raindrops.
I'll be there. That's fine.
Leo.
I'll be there. Whatever. I'm going to take a shot for my grandfather, my mom's side. He passed away a couple weeks ago. So shout out to him. We honestly weren't that close, but it was weird. It was funny because I feel like I learned more about him, you know, after he passed, and seeing family members and going to his house and seeing all these old photos of him with like celebrities and all this type of stuff. It was really strange. But so yeah, shout out to him and you know, his legacy that he leaves behind.
What's up? What you drinking, brother?
Ciroc with a splash of Sprite.
Diddy, take that. All right, Mark.
I am taking a shot tonight for my sister Lucy. She was my inspiration to do first hairstylist in my family. She passed away a few years ago, and her birthday was on the 11th of this month, last Wednesday. So just I wouldn't be doing hair if it wasn't for her. You know, she gave me my first pair of clippers, my first cape, my first everything. So it's a shot for her right now.
What you drinking, brother?
Oh, I'm drinking that Douce, baby. You already know what I'm drinking right now.
That Douce, baby.
Oh, my God. For real though. ICT, man. What's your?
Well, I ain't taking a shot because I don't drink liquor.
Well, we got. I brought.
You can take a swig of your Corona.
And I bought you.
Justin.
I bought you the Bear Lamb, bro. I bought you the Bear Lamb.
Is it, baby? It's a Leo. It's a Leo for the night.
Pat on my freaking back, man.
Yeah, proud of you. Proud of you for that. Proud of you for that part.
Yeah. No, for real. This is my 3rd year sober on no liquor. October 10th is my 3-year anniversary coming up. So I haven't had any hard liquor in 3 calendar years. I'm very, very proud of that.
Oh man.
So yeah, I won't be taking a shot of a damn thing, but I will go swig with Corona bourbon. Look, I got Corona. Got y'all beer caps in my hand.
I got you.
But no, my toast and the reason I'm sipping this is shout out to black women, man. I come from a black woman, married to a beautiful, phenomenal black woman, brilliant black woman. We're raising a black woman, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? They are Mother Earth to me. They are the God. So, you know what I'm saying? I shout out to women of color, man. That's my toast.
I'm gonna give my shot to all those who were patient with me in my growth. You know, for me, like I said, when I'm talking about CT, in our relationship, you know, there are people that have, in the process of my growth, have not been as patient. And so you have to recognize and appreciate those who acknowledge your growth. So, like, you know, me and CT have had several conversations like that already. So I just want to take a shot for those who have been patient with my growth. So with that, I'm drinking on that Bel Air, you know, with Ross.
Yeah.
Rose.
I'm not patient.
Double M.
I'm not patient.
You're never-
Double MG.
I'm never patient with that.
We know. That's
Ross,
why
what
the
up?
shot-
You need
Get
an
on my
R&B nigga.
Get on my nerves.
That's why the
Miami,
shot
stand
was-
up.
Get on my nerves.
And I got a Florida nigga in here. What up, Ross? Like, man?
All right, man. So today we're gonna talk about a mixed bag of things. We at the barbershop, so we, you know, that's where the conversation that, you know, always exists amongst black men all the time. So to get it started, let's get the slow ball rolling. So I guess let's see, for y'all to you, what is the barbershop to the black culture and its value? Like, what's your take on that? Being barbers.
I mean, I can go. That's not a problem.
Yeah, go for it.
So for me, I feel like barbers in the black community, man, we're a staple. We are like the pastors that have a church that everybody wants to go to, that don't condemn people for what they got going on. You know what I'm saying? We accept everybody just the way they are. We talk about nappy, dirty, messed up, clean, put together. You know what I'm saying? Like we accept everybody just the way they are, but then we also are in the process of restoring them to their best image of themselves.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Like that's what we do. We're in the restoration business, you know, and we take people from where they are and we make them into the best version of themselves presently, and then we teach them how to maintain that joint. You know what I'm saying? We show them the best etiquette, the best practices to be able to look like this every single day. If you just follow these few steps, you got all the juice it takes to be like this saucy every single day. So that, you know, that's kind of how I take my take. You know what I'm saying? On
You
Barber
really
and
do
stuff.
be listening. Allow me. That's what's the no. That was good. That was good for real.
CT, you got anything to add?
I do. We are the pillar. We are a pillar in the community. We're a safety net on so many levels. We get to assist in raising children. You know what I'm saying? We get to influence and impact the public directly. So, you know what I'm saying? We have a huge responsibility standing behind these chairs. And message to the barbers that if you are any type of hairstylist and you do not love this, go work at Walmart. Go work at T-Mobile somewhere. Because we exude energy to other people in this nation. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care where you are, Atlanta, Miami, New York, LA, Houston, wherever you cut, Chattanooga, Memphis, wherever you cut hair at, Nashville. Yeah, I got shout out to Tennessee stuff, you know what I'm saying? But wherever you are cutting hair, this comes with a responsibility. And that's just like being a pastor. There's certain things you can't do when you sit in that pulpit, dog. Like it comes with responsibility. And you have a conglomerate and a congregation of people to look after. So, yeah, man, that's the message to the barbers, man. Take responsibility and accountability for this. And if you don't love it, leave it alone.
Leo.
Man,
Okay.
well, I mean, you know, I don't have a whole lot going on upstairs. You
I
know,
was about to say the same thing.
like, you know, it's like,
That's why we got on hats.
I remember Mike when he had hair.
Hey, man. We ain't gotta talk about that.
Mike,
It's a long journey.
Mike with a hairline, and even then it wasn't that strong.
That's the one.
That was
Hit him.
tough.
Hit him.
You know what? All right.
That was a hot one. I got you.
All right.
But for me growing up, so my dad,
It's Leo, by the way.
Leo, got you, firing off. So my dad owned the dry cleaners. My dad and my mom owned the dry cleaners on MLK in East Knoxville. And then right down the street was Sam Bates Barbershop. And that's where I always went to get my hair cut, no matter what. So, and it was a little bit in the hood, kind of ish. And, you know, but I got to see everybody. And I think, given my upbringing, you know, pretty much going to a predominantly white school, like all the way through high school. But then, like, on the weekends being in that part with my family, you know, I guess extended family in the barbershop, you know, my barber and all that stuff, like, barber was like Muslim, like really big into Malcolm X and that whole movement and everything. So I had that like mixed with like this AME Zion Christian upbringing, and then like going to white churches, and then mix all that together with like barbershop.
Confused as hell.
No, I mean,
I'm so
it was like, I don't know if it was confusion, enlightenment, or whatever, just being exposed to a lot of different ways to view the world. But I mean, but yeah, like y'all said, I mean, everybody's just accepted. Like you had the dude trying to sell you stuff. You had the homeless dude that came in, just needed something to drink, a couple quarters. I mean, so I think it was just being exposed to all of that definitely prepared me for life, and being able to, I guess, view things in a much different light, and honestly, a more positive light. You know, I found myself much more accepting of and tolerant of things that I probably wouldn't have had I not been exposed to that at a young age.
So I say everything y'all said on top of that, and I'll say that for me, the barbershop, you know, I don't frequent it as much anymore as as Leo has already pointed out.
I'm right there with you, bro. I'm right there with you, bro.
For me, it was the first place I learned how to network.
Yeah.
Because it taught me, you know, you just never know who you're gonna come in contact with in a barbershop. So, you know, like the other day when I come here to talk to you, and the other day when you were like, hey man, this kid's going to Baylor too. You went to Baylor, you know. So that was you know, and me and him got to rap and talk about, you know, being at Baylor. So, you know, you make those connections. It also taught me, you know, one thing my dad used to always instill in me was like, you know, you just never know who you gonna meet. So I always had put your best foot forward. So, you know, it taught me, you know, you go in a barbershop, somebody looking like they ain't had a haircut in forever, but you never know. That person could be a millionaire.
Right.
You just never know. So I would say that. And then I would also say that barbers, to me, really good ones, are like Switzerland. They get along with anybody, and they can calm any situation down. They can also get riled up, but they can calm.
Damn right.
They humans too, but they can calm any situation down because why? Because they've had those conversations with these people, and these people have divulged. When I was doing getting ready for this show, this episode, I saw a meme. It was like, "Don't pay for counseling. Go get your hair cut." So you know, people sit in these chairs and divulge of all their secrets.
Yeah, these $2,000 chairs.
It divulge all their secrets.
I'm petty. I don't care.
And so when a barber gets in touch with, you know, sees an issue over, they be like, "Hey man, you know XYZ, I know about that. So let's not go there." So I think that. So let's keep it moving, man. I think we already touched on the relationship between barber and client. So, all right, you got something to add to that?
Man, throw something in there.
Throw something in there, then, CT.
A barber-client relationship is very intimate. It's very personable. And a lot of people say, you don't mix business and personal. Like, in this field, it goes hand in hand. Just because if you give a damn about your work and the people who go and punch a clock and want to spend their hard-earned paychecks with you, you better get personable with them. Like, you better care about their well-being and their children and what happens to them in their daily occurrences. Because if not, they're going to take that $25, $30, $40, $50, $60, whatever you charge in your establishment, to the next establishment and try to recreate that relationship or seeking for something that they need, whether it be validation, guidance, or spiritual healing or cleanse, whatever it is. But this junk come with a lot, man. So it's very personable, bro.
Yeah. Mark, anything to add?
Yeah. So I think there's about like 4 to 5 stages of the barber-client relationship, right? So I say stage number 1 is barber and walk-in, right? Barber walk-in. I don't know you. You don't know me. Like, I'm trying to see your scalp. Like, you trying to see if I could chop. You sitting there watching me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you interview me, I'm interviewing you. Stage 2, I would say, would be barber-client, which is where you rebook. You know what I'm saying? You come back again. It's like, all right, cool. Now you might be my client because you chose to do business with me personally. Out of all the people in the city, you came back to me. Then third, I'll say barber consistent client. You know what I'm saying? Because you could come 2 times and then fall off for a year and then come back. Those are not the relationships that we really want. We're really about like barber and consistent client, someone who really can grow, because you can't grow roots.
Intentional consistency.
If you don't come enough, there's only so much we can give you, and there's only so much we can teach you and nurture you and grow with you. And then I think after that, it's the 4th stage. I would say would be barber family. You know what I'm saying? No, it would be barber relationship, because then you got to develop an actual relationship over consistency and time. That's number 4. And then once you've established time, consistency, and a relationship, then we family. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that takes time.
What you come up with? The faded what?
The fade after.
No, hell no. You just said it. You being freaky.
Oh yeah,
again.
The faded family. The faded family. Sorry. All right, let me explain something real quick. Me and CT chill. We chill so much that we have 1,000 insiders. Anything he throws in the air, sometimes I'm picking up stuff like, "Oh, we about to go there? Oh, we about to go there?" So just excuse us if y'all hear stuff going sideways real quick, cause we be on a whole other wavelength that will be happening around.
So we got like the faded family. Is that like a frequent customer thing? Do I get a punch card?
It's coming.
I need a faded
We're literally
punch
about
card.
to have like a membership situation for the faded family
Get
members.
that 11th haircut free.
You what?
Huh?
Or
I mean, I had to try. Right? I mean, beard trim. Sorry, beard trim, bro.
Turned to Chris so quick, man.
he said,
Hey man,
come on, Michael. What the?
I had to try, man.
Rich Raider. Chris, what?
Hey, if it's free, it's that bullshit, bro. Trust me. Like, you better put some work in for it. Put some stank on that shit.
That's why I said the 11th one. I mean, dang.
He said, how long to my family? How long?
Y'all already
AKA
family.
Leo, you got anything else? that?
No,
Right?
I think it's enough said on that one.
I think what you hit on something real quick. I kind of mentioned it too. Is about the networking and building relationships, because that's kind of what I want to talk about today. Is you and I've had these conversations with you as well. Is about the company we keep, and relationships in general, not just
That's
men,
vital.
not just men to men, but relationships with your wife, how to pick your wife, how to pick your girlfriend or whatever it is, because I think everything goes together. So, and I think that the barbershop is why I mentioned that is where I learned some of those relationships. Where I learned consistency. Where I learned that if I am consistent enough, eventually when I come to a barber, he knows, all right, I ain't got to tell him what I need. He knows that I'm gonna come on a certain time. He knows that yep, I got you, Mike, next. Because you hear all the time, you book an appointment on this time every time, and you get those little perks. So I guess just excuse me, Leo. Get this. Justin, you guys, you want to get a little more onto like relationships?
I mean, relationship part. I mean, he already killed me on my my Faded Fam card. Get my free haircut. So I got to talk about
nothing. You ain't got no hair.
Kill that.
He just wanted the ball shave.
I just
look, Gio.
I just want the ball shave, man. That's all I'm saying. So I mean, you're dead to me.
Shots
so what about like I guess let's talk about let's not look at it just from a friendship with men. Let's look at it from a relationship with women. Like for me, one thing I've learned with my wife is shout out to Ariel.
Always.
The Little Mermaid.
Don't you say that to my wife.
I will not. You ain't finna get me beat up.
Like I say in every episode, she's Puerto Rican. It's crazy. But no, one thing I've learned with that is, consistency with her. It's not necessarily buying all the nice stuff. It's the consistent compliment, or being consistent in paying bills or whatever it may be. But also what I've learned too is that she has elevated me. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of times as men, we look at it as we got to be the leader of the household and create all the opportunities and bills, pay the bills, things of that nature. But I think that we don't look at it from a standpoint of this person is actually helping us achieve what it is we want.
That's what your spouse is for. Exactly. Your spouses are meant to be helpmates. They were created from man's rib to assist.
Right.
Like you can relate any relationship aside from an intimate one. Relationships are vital to your progression or your demise. So either one can be punctual in which way you go.
Right.
So I say that to say this. Whatever 5 people you choose to consistently be around and spend your time with, your ass is gonna be the 6th. Remember what I told you? Who I spend most of my time with? My what friends?
Your millionaire friends.
Because they teach me something every time that I'm around them that I've never been exposed to. Whether it's how to give more, whether it's how to accept some bullshit, keep it pushing. Like I pick something from them every time. But one thing that they don't have is peace of mind, like we do. A lot of my millionaire friends utilize me as a life coach and a guiding light for them, because they're like, CT, what would you do? I'm like, you rich as fuck. You worried about what I would do in this situation? I buy it. That's what I would do. Yeah, you say. But it makes me open up and look at it and appreciate who and what I am and what I have, because they are placing value and accessibility to who and what I am. And I'm doing the same for them. So it's a balance in a sense. They have financial freedom. I have faith freedom. You see what I'm saying? Something that they don't understand. It's like, how do you believe in something you can't see or touch? You really believe in manifestation and the law of attraction? Yeah. It's very real. The Bible says, as a man thinketh, so shall it be. I ain't no preacher. Don't start. Shout out Temple of Faith. No. And then you have science that says thoughts become things. That's the same thing in different verbiage to me. If I'm wrong, correct me, but that's the same And I feel like if you embrace it and truly understand with intentional consistency what you're put on this earth for, you'll embrace your relationships a lot better. Like you'll understand that every relationship is meant to be a lesson or a blessing. And people are here for seasons and reasons. That's just what it is. Like it's up to you to dissect who is for what.
I like to add to that, or not add, I like to add a question to that. Like, do you think, I think sometimes pride
Is the devil.
Think it got a hold on me. Come on now.
What up, Cole?
how does pride help hurt, nurture?
Terrified, paranoid. I put you over everything to fill a void. And when you gone, will I have anything or will I be destroyed? I mean, he put it right there. That's what it is. What we talking about?
Hey man, I'm just waiting on some clippers to be turned on
Oh,
for
my
this.
Lord.
That's what it sounds like. Like this,
You bald
I'm
man.
saying,
He want
this
free.
is like this is.
all
No,
on his head.
I'm saying this is
Haircuts.
like. No, I'm
That's-
saying
that's
this
all
is
he-
that conversation that you're gonna be having in the barbershop though. Like for real.
Definitely.
Like that's why I'm saying. Like I was sitting here like, dang, all you need some clippers. Somebody really getting their haircut, and that's what we're going.
Bro, one thing about it is when you come in faded, we hear this on a daily basis. Somebody leaves with something to fill them up,
Right.
or to replenish their spirit or their mentality when they leave here. Like we rekindled families in this bitch. Like, cuz I'm like, nigga, y'all in Chattanooga, how you ain't seen each other? Like,
This is no game. This is legitimately cousins that live in the city who don't see each other, will book
For years,
appointments,
bro.
and they'll be like, "Damn, you still get haircuts?" Yes, I do. Yes.
didn't even know that they were like residing in the same city limits. So it's like we're very grateful for what we have and what we're building. I'm grateful for him, and I got to say this on record, man. I watched this young man grow so much in the last few months since we opened it. Like we literally, okay, quick backstory. He came from a whole different barbershop. I was in a totally different location. I told God, I said, God my homie. So I told God, I said, look here, my nigga. I gotta be downtown or I'm out. I'm leaving Chattanooga. You pick your poison. Whichever you want me to do, this what gotta happen. I either gotta go downtown to service this city or I'm out of here. It's up to you. Whatever you show me, that's what's gonna happen. Ended up in Scout for a year and a half. This came out. It was a bookstore before we got it.
Yeah,
Starline Bookstore. Like, shout out to them, wish them the best. But we ended up being able to purchase the space. The Ku Klux Klan used to own this, bro. And it's exactly that's why we got cotton in the corner that says "To my ancestors, thank you." So everybody that walks out, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, spiky hair, whatever you got going on, you got to look at that cotton in the corner because we pay homage to the people who paved the way for us. My grandmother used to get shot with hoses and chased by dogs, and she went to Howard High School, my nigga. Like that's so this city, like this is why I got Chattanooga stamped on my leg. Like I am of this town. This my city. I say shit proudly because it's a hidden jewel, and we have to embrace it, especially as black affluence. Like we are the black affluence in Chattanooga. We created this. Y'all are Noir-Nuga. You see what I'm saying? Look at the podcast y'all got going on. You understand me? This man stepped out on faith. I know I got off topic a little bit, but this man stepped out on faith to come and better himself. I literally posted now hiring. This nigga jumped in the DM. Boom, boom. What's going on, bro? I just saw that. It wasn't a day later.
Yeah.
He was the first and only one that jumped in it. And you know what I call that? Crazy faith. Yeah. What I stand on. He didn't know. We knew of each other, but we had never embraced each other on the level that we had to do so to run a business together. Like, he's a breath of fresh air in the barber world because he shares the passion. I've been in this game 25 years, my dog. 25 years. I have experience. 20 of those are professional. I've been licensed for a dub. So for him to come in and share the same passion that took me 20 years to hold, I'm like, you finna be shit, boy. You don't even know what you got in front of you. You know what I'm saying? And you have to have that positive reinforcement. And I'm gonna shut up. Keep on. Because I'll take over the whole show.
I'll go ahead and jump in real
Yeah,
quick.
jump in.
I think that on the topic of like placement, I believe in a position of purpose. You know, I believe that when we're in the position of purpose, like we're right where we need to be, when we need to be, how we need to be, around who we need to be for the purpose that we're meant to be, you know? And I think that this was not by accident. I tell him all the time,
Divine
like
intervention,
it's a yin and a yang. Like good cop, bad cop, like happy days, bad days.
Who y'all
like,
say the bad cop?
Yeah, he definitely the bad cop. You know?
I feel like y'all can switch.
Oh, definitely.
I think it can switch back and
Definitely.
forth depending on the situation.
This is a fact.
I
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
that.
It's mainly me, but you're absolutely right.
I feel like the one thing I've noticed with you all is that, and this kind of goes into the different thought piece segment is, you know, one thing I know about Chris over the years is, you know, Chris, once he gets something in his head, it's over. So, but in our conversations too is we talk about this too is like when you're a leader and everybody at this right now sitting here is leaders and so when you're a leader or a visionary, it's hard to communicate vision to others. And one thing I like about y'all two is y'all lockstep. And I'm not saying y'all don't have y'all differences, but
Can I get the mic, please?
There are things.
Can I please?
There are things. There are things that happen with you all that y'all are very, you know. Chris will say something, he's like, I got it. You know what I'm saying? You know, or like when we went out for lunch Friday, and Chris was like, hold on, Mike. Mark, you ate? Nah, but and he was like, I figured you'd say I you know. So, you know, those things is dope. So I guess for the different thought that I had was this on the terms of relationships in the company we keep is for those of us in the world that are that the world we consider ourselves visionaries or leaders, how do we protect our energy and how should we pick our circle of friends? Does time really equal friendship, and can we have close relationship with people and that are not considered close friends?
Man,
Yes.
I definitely think that I don't think we should pick them. Personally, I don't think we should pick them. I think we should let our wants want us. You know what I mean? I think we should allow what we exude to. The best way I can say it is your vibe attracts your tribe. That's the best way I can say it. Like what you put out into the world, you're gonna naturally bring that back to you. So if you're a dope person,
bro.
you know what I'm saying? If you dope as hell, like you're gonna bring dope people around you. If you janky, if you shady, you're gonna get those type of people. Just be true to you. You know what I mean?
You believe in like, you know, the energy you put out is the energy you will receive.
1,000%.
1,000%. Like
He could have said 99. No, it's 1,000. Legit.
But real quick though, before we continue, people don't understand the level of intentional, consistent work that goes into having dope relationships. Me and my wife, we just celebrate. My wife and I, excuse me, I was politically incorrect. My wife and I, we just celebrated 6 years of marriage, and you can't do that without intentionally, consistently working.
Yeah, you know, let's talk about this. Then, does time really equal closeness? Like, does
No.
it?
Time is not a measure of how well you know a person. Their actions are.
That's right.
I mean, I agree. I'm throwing questions out there.
Definitely.
Yeah, what I think time does, I think time exposes, if anything. I think the more time you got with someone, that's what Cole said. He said most people will hang themselves, just give them the rope and see. Like, just give them time, sit back, don't press them, don't force them to change. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell them what you want them to do. Just fall back and watch what they do. They will eventually show their
It goes back
hand.
to that whole thing too. To add on to that, you know, when someone tells you who they are,
Believe them.
Stop trying to deface them.
Stop trying to change it or do whatever it is.
If they ugly, take the mask off. You better trust they ugly.
What about having close acquaintance? You know, what is the difference between a friend in your circle versus someone that you can, you know,
How many of us have them?
an acquaintance?
One depend on. When we go any further, let's break a plan. Hey, how about this? This is to my brother. Shout out to my big dog, my mentor, Andy Peters. He told me this. 0 friends. It's too gray of an area. If I can't call you my family, we ain't shit.
I mean, it's the truth.
If I can't call you my... See, And the reason being is because if you're my friend, you have leeway to just keep fucking me over and keep doing things to me. And you know what I'm saying? I have to kind of accept it, and we're going to mend it because we're friends. And nah, bro, I'm finna let you be right here. The only people who are even worthy of that mending is family, bro.
Mhm.
That's it.
Right.
That's it. And we have to have gone through some things to get there.
All right.
It's real.
You got anything else to add, Leo? You've been real quiet this episode, son.
Hey, man.
He just want a haircut.
I'm giving it to our guests, man. These men are incredible. These men are incredible. No, but I think what the work they do in the community is important through all of the different subjects that we discuss. I mean, particularly around family and friends and understanding the nature of those relationships.
Go ahead.
I was saying it's a weird sixth sense that we have the more we deal with people. It's like when a person comes and sits in your chair, I don't know about CT, but at least for me, and I'm pretty sure he has the same thing. Within the first 5 minutes, we could tell if you're gonna be locked in or not. I can tell, like from that first, the way you describe your haircut, the way you talk about the way I adjusted the collar on your neck, the way that you look at the way I pick up my clippers, like all of that tells me from initially, like you don't trust me. You don't trust what I got going on. You don't trust my judgment. Or they open up so much. Yo, bro, it's like, oh yeah, no, we're gonna do this for a long time. You know, and that's the energy that we cultivate here, man. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
Quality product doesn't have to be sold. It just has to be experienced.
Yep.
Dope gonna sell itself.
I'm glad you said that, man. I tell everybody when I talk about business, I say, you know, product is not the important part. It's the experience.
Come on,
How
man.
I feel. I can get
Product
the
is
most,
secondary.
I can get the most crappiness of products because people have before.
Mm-hmm.
But
There's a lot of them out there. It's your boy. Follow me. Crap ass. Sick of all y'all.
but you know, but if I feel a certain type of way, I'll remember that. You know, so I'll say this before we get into our before you eat segment is, you know, for me, the reason I wanted to do this, one, you know, the relationship I have with Chris, I wanted to spotlight because I think CT.
Yeah, because he been calling me Chris this whole show. For the record, we got a dub plus in. Don't call me that, man.
Don't you do it
know me like
ever.
My bad.
Ever. I'm CT.
CT. I think has a unique story, and getting to know Marc over the last few months has a unique story as well. I think that's a dope conversation, and it's also you know, with the increased talk on mental health and the importance of mental health, I think sometimes we overlook some of the things that are placed in our laps from the jump. You know, I think that, you know, sometimes we seek help, which is nothing wrong with it, from a therapist or a psychiatrist or whatever it may be. Nothing wrong with it. But sometimes you have to realize the things that are in front of you and take advantage of that, because, you know, like I said, in my development in growing up, you know, I looked at Chris like, oh, you know, you look, I don't know if we could really mesh. But then the older I got, the more I was like, man, he means well. Like, he's not out after any ill will. It's just, I had to be,
You had to be ready to receive it.
I had to be ready to receive it and be able to be like, you know what, let me put that's why I wanted to talk about pride, put my pride aside and say, let me dig a little deeper, because, you know, there was a point in my life where I cut everything off and stayed in the corner, and now I'm just getting to that point of you know, that's why I started this podcast. Part of the reason I started it. So I say that to say, you know, you can't have, in my opinion, you can't have, being a black person, you cannot have a podcast and not have an episode in the barbershop with a barber, because barbers are in my opinion, that's where the original podcast started. Because
God damn.
and because, you know, for me, when I listen to podcasts, I try to get knowledge, or I try to listen to a different story and try to look at it from a different perspective. So therefore, you can't have you know, Marc Anthony got his own podcast, you know, Seeded for Success, you know, so you can't have that without this. So you got anything to add, Leo?
Nah, bro. Appreciate you.
This brother just wants a haircut. I promise.
With no hair.
Not tonight. Not tonight.
By the way, guys, he's bald. He wants us to cut his hair.
Look.
We both bald, bro. We both bald. So at times we've been been misidentified as the other.
I mean,
Because we work at the same company. So.
Well then,
he's a shorter milk
is that
dud. I'm
you
the taller
or
one.
him?
That's all it is. You just milk
It's
duds.
us.
It's a them.
Bearded milk duds.
Oh, we got to throw this out before we cut out the cameras. We are looking to fill 2 more chairs. So if y'all think y'all dope enough, you know what I'm saying, we'll be the judges of that. So come correct. But we're looking for a natural hairstylist and another dope barber. So ladies that do braids and twisties and all that good stuff, holla at us. Holla at Marc Anthony. Holla at me. You know, we ain't too hard to find. You know, 1463 Market Street.
Social media, anything you want to put out there?
Oh yeah, man. I was about to do all that. And then you cut me off, Justin. Julio. That's
Sorry.
what I'm finna call you, Julio.
My apologies, CT.
You can call me Chris. But no, we are located at 1463 Market Street, Suite 106, Chattanooga, Tennessee, 37402. Yeah, man. And it's just the 2 of us, man. We got this beautiful ass shop in the downtown business district. So come on, follow me on Instagram at RichWayCT, CHWAYCT, like Cat Tom and Coochie Tomato. Yeah, that's CT. There you go. And then Faded Barber Company. Yeah, don't worry about the Coochie Tomato. I know y'all gonna think about it later. And don't do it. You got it's gonna be some ants in your bed. Don't do it. Trust me. All right. Mark, you got it.
Next, I'm gonna take the mic. Next, clearly, this interview, we at the end of this segment, so everybody can't lose right now.
Off the rails.
But you can find my name is Marc Anthony. You can find me on all social sites. It's JUS is just Marc Anthony. JUSMARC is not with a K. I know y'all thought it was with a K, but my name definitely has a C in it. And there's a hyphen in between in reality, so it's Marc-Anthony. But I couldn't fit all that on Instagram handle, so it's just Marc Anthony. Y'all go ahead and look us up.
Okay, family. So today's Before You Eat Black History Moment will be on brother Alonzo Harden, who, like CT and Mark, our guest, was a barber and an entrepreneur, basically a hustler of sorts. He also was said to believe to be the first African American to open a barbershop. An African-American barber and entrepreneur, Alonzo Harden was founder and president of the Atlanta Life Insurance Company, one of the most successful black-owned insurance businesses in the nation. At the time of his death in 1927, he was also Atlanta's wealthiest black citizen, owning more property than any other African-American. In 1878, Harden began learning the barbering trade. After a few months, Harden migrated to the town of Jonesboro in Clayton County. There he opened his first barbershop. He spent about 5 years in Jonesboro, where he developed a thriving business and a good reputation as a barber, before migrating to several other locations and eventually settling in Atlanta, Georgia. According to the Atlanta Journal, Harden and his all-black barbering staff were known from Richmond all the way to Mobile as the best barbers in the South. Following the racial practices of the era, the black barbers served an exclusively white clientele composed of the city's leading lawyers, judges, politicians, and businessmen. As proprietor, Harden personally saw to the barbering services provided to some of the most important figures in the state, earning their acquaintances and goodwill. His success in barbering was spectacular, and as his earnings grew, he invested in real estate in Atlanta and Florida. Eventually, he acquired more than 100 houses, a large block of commercial property on Auburn Avenue, and a large estate in Tavares, Florida. At his death in 1927, his real estate was assessed at nearly $325,000. As always, I challenge you all to go out and do more research on brother Alonzo Harden and just find out more about him. And with that, I always challenge you to think, do, be different. Thanks for listening to Different Thought Podcast.